Welcome to What If the Roman Empire Returned It Today. So, first off, I want to say there would be tons of, revolutions instantly, but we're going to ignore that for this video due to, obvious reasons for this empire instantly collapsing. We're just going to ignore that for this video. But we are going to see what would happen. Now, we have gotten rid of all factions like NATO and stuff, because that would make this extremely hard. Anyways, yeah, let's see what would happen. So, I think what would originally happen, since the Romans don't really like the Germans, if you remember how they fell, so they would invade Germany. Now, how I think this would start is that instantly the Romans would gain victories. Like, they'd take, I think, Munich. Yeah, they'd take Munich, which is like over here, taking all Bavaria and all the Alpine regions from Germany. So basically this would fall. I can draw a border here then. Just ignore, okay, 1 second. So they capture the Alpine region as well as capturing like this area, the Rhine and Saarland, I believe. And that would take out most of crap. So as I said, they would take the Rhineland and the Alpine areas of Munich. I think this would take a huge hit to German industry. Now, since Germany doesn't really, want to lose this war, they look for allies. And no one would really come to their aid at this point. So the war continues with France grabbing more land, and or not France, but Rome grabbing more land. But they're stopped here at this border, at the border where they almost reach Hamburg, due to German defenses being stronger here. Now Germany has run out of most of their industry, and they're gonna run out of most of their weapons soon. So they need allies. They call out once again, and still no responses. But Scotland seemed to sway closer to helping them because they want to reclaim England and Wales. Well, most of England. Some of it still is under Scotland, but So Rome pushes a little bit here, able to capture that much land. And Scotland says, well, since most of their troops are focused over there, I could probably get the land I want. Scotland joins in the war, and they were correct. They captured Wales and England very quickly, and were planning to push into France. Now, the English Channel, yes, it does exist, but it's more in the Romans' favor, considering how they controlled half of it. So the attack originally fails, but they were able to drop some paratroopers over here, giving them little spots of capture. One of those places, I think this is where it is, Paris. Which now it kind of looks like France has two eyes. And they start spreading out from Paris and taking more land, resulting in basically a kind of like Battle of the Bulge situation. They're able to land here and connect their troops of here, which was failing, and then capture northern France and all Normandy and Brittany, those areas. And currently the Scottish kingdom had a good hold. Now, the thing is, yes, this was a lot of early victories for them, but again, they were early victories, because Rome ain't gonna lose that easy. They pushed back, liberating their land and taking it back from the Scottish, and they even land here in London and start making moves around, and also over here, right color, yeah, over here in Plymouth, they also make landings. Cornwall, Plymouth, the city's Plymouth, but it's Cornwall. And then over here, they attempt another push, And they do surprisingly well, because guess what they decided to do? They decided for the next push to cut off Hamburg, and they do so, and Hamburg is now starving out of resources. And they also make a push here, though it's stopped, and the Germans actually decide to encircle the forces that were here and crush them, leading to a sad defeat for the Romans, but they still have Hamburg under their control. The Romans push up from Plymouth deeper into England, and they connect with their forces in London and start doing a full assault into the Isles, and they cut off Wales and the troops in Wales from Scotland surrender due to resource problems that would happen if they stayed there. And they've pushed up to the Scottish border. They start pushing into Scotland, taking up to actually probably just about that, because then they're going to be stopped by mountains. By the way, the soldiers do have modern day tech, just on both sides, just so you know. Another push is made here, and its goal is to connect with its troops down south, which it was almost doing, but they were stopped here at this area, and the Germans go for another encircling move, and they do well, taking out that part, and even breaking through some of the Roman defenses. But little did they know the Romans planned this, because the Romans were actually going around here and cutting off here and taking Berlin. Now, the Germans lost Berlin, prompting them to almost surrender. As soon as Hamburg falls, they can kind of see the writing, and they surrender, bringing the German front to an end. Now, Scotland has to choose. Do they surrender and risk losing all this land, or do they keep fighting and risk losing all of their land? The Scottish government decides to surrender and get their revenge a different day. So this is the Treaty of Munich. The Romans annex all of this, and they annex that little piece of land they took from the Scottish up here. And due to Luxembourg just kind of being in the middle, they declare war, and, well... Okay, the Treaty of Luxembourg. Basically what happened there is that, and then that, and yeah, that was definitely the hardest Roman war ever. I'm pretty sure Luxembourg was already part of the empire, but I'm not sure. And this is the Roman Empire at that current time. Now, countries that are scared of getting, eaten by the Roman Empire make an alliance. It's known as the East European Alliance. It consists of Ukraine, Poland, Czechia, and Slovakia. And their goal is to not be eaten by the Romans. Now, Germany at first asks to join, but they were rejected membership due to the war that recently happened, thinking letting them in would cause a war with the Romans. Next, a Scandinavian alliance is made between Denmark, Sweden, Norway, and even Finland. And again, Germany asked for allowance, but they were not allowed in due to the recent war, and same with Scotland. But the Netherlands, surprisingly, even though not being anywhere near Scandinavia really, was allowed to join. Next, the East Europeans got some more allies, this being Belarus, Latvia, no, actually they wouldn't join, but Lithuania and Latvia, and then Estonia joins the Scandinavian alliance, and this is basically the alliance that is going to try and take on the Roman Empire, these two. Now, due to the Romans wanting some more land, they do invade the Netherlands, thinking it would be an easy take. And they were somewhat right. And by right, I mean they did take the Netherlands. Now, would it be an easy take? No. They took the Netherlands with law of resistance, and they are now at war with the whole entire Scandinavian alliance. They have a naval battle going on, which let me kind of show you what it would be. This would be the Roman Navy, and the Scandinavian Navy in the area is more like... So the Romans easily beat the Scandinavian Navy, and they start making landings in Denmark and take the peninsula from Denmark, which basically just boom. So now Denmark is kind of in trouble because the peninsula is taken, and another landing is made up here in Norway, and they take Oslo. Now, again, the Roman Empire in this thing, I didn't say this before, but it is very much buffed so that they'd be able to take this on. And they take out that part of Norway. The back still exists, but the main area is gone. And Copenhagen is landed at and falls. Now, the Scandinavian alliance asks for the Eastern Europeans to help, and they decide, you know what, why don't we just, help? So they help, and by help, that means take basically all Romania and cut off Roman access to the Adriatic. Well, Adriatic, like the other coast of the Adriatic, the non-Italian one. And they start landing troops here, so they begin a defense thing. So basically, it looks like this, mostly the battlefield. And they cut off supplies going into this pocket here, which also did not have many troops since most of the troops were up here. So they have to start redirecting troops down here, and during that time, this inner pocket surrenders to the liberators. Apparently they plan to liberate Eastern Europe, and just Eastern Europe, so that means like nothing else. But the Romans aren't prepared to just lose that. So they begin an attack. They do not plan to lose. They first land up here in Czechia, and Czechia is forced to surrender, and then after that, the Romans are basically surrounded in Czechia and pushed in from all sides, causing them to lose the battle in Czechia, losing a lot of troops in the conquest. And with that, even more battles are lost down here, and even here they lose Athens, or was that Sparta? I don't know, but they lose it. And with this, they make a deal. They say, we will surrender the Balkans to you if you allow the war to end, and they do. The blue withdraws, taking only the Balkans. What they do at first is just make a pretty big just Balkan Federation, which totally isn't going to fail. It's not like it's Yugoslavia or anything. It's like, totally normal. It's not Yugoslavia. It's not going to fall. Except for it does, because what else would happen? We have Constantinople declaring independence. We have Greece declaring independence. We have That's not Romania. Give me a second here. That's worse than the previous ones. Okay. Romania declared. We have Albania declared. This is the problem. I'm just like a European. I can only draw straight line borders. That's close enough to Albania. We have Albania declaring independence. We have Bulgaria. I'm gonna die. We have Bulgaria declaring that's totally what Bulgaria looks like, declaring independence. And Romania, because that's totally what Romania looks like, declaring independence. And what nations here? There's we have North Macedonia. Welcome to dude tries to draw borders, but he sucks at it. I'll be. Alright, here's a bunch of countries that don't and do exist. We got Greece, Constantinople, totally what Bulgaria looks like. I'm sorry, Bulgarians. Totally what Romania looks like. I'm sorry, Romanians. Macedonia, which I don't know. I think Macedon would prefer this. It makes them bigger. And what's this? Kosovo. Sorry, Serbians and Kosovans. And what's this? Serbia. Yeah, I'm sorry, Serbians. Montenegro. Sorry, Montenegrins. Albania. I think I did a good job, but wasn't good enough. So sorry. Austria-Hungary, but it's more like Slovenia. Hungary, And then the clump of Bosnia, Croatia, Slovenia, and all those guys, because I don't want to draw these borders. I'll try and, this is me trying to draw Bosnia, Herzegovina. What did I even draw? It's a curve, but yeah. So those are the countries we have, and we'll just call this one Adriatica. And they make their own alliance that is yellow because I don't know what other colors to make them, and it's just they're just saying, guess what, we aren't Eastern European aligners, we are the Balkan Federation, which I don't know if that actually exists. And yeah, I'm going to be ending this as a part 1. If you want more of this specific video, tell me. And if there's anything I got wrong, which believe me, I know there is, tell me what I could change to make it better. And yeah, that's the end of this video.